I don't know if the skills have helped me in my personal life. If you handle the domestics a lot, it can make you a little untrusting in actually your own personal relationships and things like that. But it's helped me also make sure I do due diligence when I'm getting involved with somebody else in a business venture or something like that on the other side. And so I check out pretty much everybody before getting involved with them. Some of the domestics that we get are pretty interesting and entertaining as well. I remember one that Sean had told me about. Do you remember the guy with the race cars and
Yeah.
His wife, I believe, hired you?
That's an interesting story. This woman hired me to follow her husband to find out if he was seeing another woman. He was into race cars. I started surveillance on him, and sure enough, he was into race cars because he drove really fast. The subject left his place of employment at lunchtime. He drove to a business complex where he parked in the parking lot, and shortly after that, an unknown male subject entered the subject's vehicle. This male was described as probably in his 20s, African-American male. They drove to a church parking lot where they sat and they had lunch for about 45 minutes to an hour. After that, the subject then drove him back to the business complex and dropped the other subject off, and then proceeded back to his original place of employment. For the rest of the day, there was really no activity. He remained inside the building. After he was done business for a day, he left his place of employment and drove back towards his residence. And I thought he was going home. But what he did was he actually drove to another residence. It's a really nice upscale community, and he parked in the driveway. At this point, I thought maybe this would be possibly another female's house. I took up a position to view his vehicle, and then shortly after that, I saw two males coming down the road. At first I wasn't sure if it was him, but as I started videotaping, I realized it was the subject with the unknown subject from earlier, and they were walking a dog while holding hands. And it appeared that those two guys were together, and not just friends. At the conclusion of the case, I presented the video to the client. I had captured the subject on tape with another person, even though it was a male, and the wife thought it was a female. She was shocked to see that her husband was with an African-American male. Her surprise was that he was a very racist person. One thing she did say is she was going to use the video to show it to her children, show her what their father was really like.
You didn't think that was a good idea, right?
No, I explained to her that was wrong and just it wasn't appropriate.
But eventually, what happened with that one? Did she confront him?
Yeah, she did confront him, and he admitted to what was going on.